Hey guys, so I'm gonna jump right into it. I get most of the emails are how did you do it, and what do you eat, and so I want to go over nutrition, and I'm just gonna kind of put it out there. This is all from me. What I am able to help people with is a is just an awesome thing to do. Um, I'm not a nutritionist. What I am is someone that's walking the walk. So I try to talk the talk. Um, there are nutrition people out there that have helped everybody. There are some good trainers out there that have helped people. But 9 times out of 10, what happens is you guys pay an online trainer that you think they're tailoring a diet towards you. They're not. They download it. They go on the Google and they say, hey, you can download anything nowadays. So I go out and I say, listen, this is what I did. This is what I ate. Um, I was this size. Now I'm this size, and I'd like to be this size. Um, Notice I didn't say weight. Weight doesn't mean anything. A number means absolutely zero to me. But the bottom line is nutrition is something that we make this humongous deal out of, and billions upon billions of dollars are spent on nutrition. So I'm going to touch on a few things that I laugh at. And one of the things that I laugh at is this paleo, caveman, blah, blah, blah diet. If you were paleo, you eat paleo. Okay, well, paleo means absolutely nothing to me, and it shouldn't mean anything to you, because depending on where you lived, what continent, what region, you ate what was there if you were a caveman. If we lived on the water or we lived at the Arctic, we're eating a seal, okay? We're eating fish. Okay, if we lived by the ocean, you're eating fish. There's no cows, okay? But they make all this paleo business. Oh, it's meat, meat, meat. Guess what? Cows weren't in abundance. Okay, so if we lived in a dry climate, we're probably going to eat rabbit. How many paleo people do you see gnawing on rabbits? No, they're gnawing on burgers. They're gnawing on barbecued chicken. It's a joke. But guess what? We market it. We buy it. People say, oh, we're paleo. People follow paleo and this and that. But if you ask paleo where it was originated from, most of them wouldn't tell you. They'd say, oh, this guy in 1999 came up with it. A paleo type diet was done back in 1923. It's documented. I've checked the Google to find out. There were diets like this in 1800s, but because somebody puts a book to it, everybody thinks, oh, it's the greatest thing. But we call it the South Beach diet and this diet and Atkins and all these things. It's been done way before. There's been fat people way before now. So it's a marketing. And someone's smart enough to put it in their own words, and boom, here we go. But the foods are still the foods. Nothing has changed. Everything is the same. So fast forward to me. Sunday, I go on a walk. That morning I said, what am I going to eat? Well, eggs sound healthy, right? So, okay, I have olive oil. So I take some olive oil, throw it in the pan, throw my eggs on there, and I think, well, an egg sandwich is healthy. So I take 2 pieces of bread, throw them in the toaster, pull them out, slap some butter on them, stick my eggs between them, boom. Johnny's eating healthy. In my brain, I'm eating healthy. Well, noon comes around and there's really nothing healthy in my refrigerator. There's some hamburger meat, but, well, I got bread. Fuck it. I got a hamburger. 3 o'clock comes around because, they tell you eat every 2-3 hours. We'll get to that next. So now I'm looking around and it's, 3 o'clock. What do? Well, there's no food. I ate the eggs, but I really don't want more eggs. Well, bread's probably bad because people say, oh, don't eat bread, but I've already had 4 slices today. So I'll go get something. And it was over. And the first day of my journey was over because I was in the McDonald's parking lot, throwing away the bun and eating what they call a hamburger, loaded with sugar and a bunch of other chemicals and It's not pretty what's in those things. So then the next day, I'm thinking, I eat this egg sandwich. I had no hamburger, so I ate 2 egg sandwiches. Well, at that time, I really wasn't feeling like it because I had just walked 2 days in a row. I didn't want to go sore because I was sore. I hadn't exercised. I'm 475 pounds, and everything's on fire because I just walked. Now, my walk was like 6 houses, but to me, it was a lot. It was my first step. So what do? Well, I'll go to Wendy's now because Wendy's says their hamburgers are fresh. To me, I'm thinking, okay. So I eat some hamburgers. 4th day comes around. I'm out of eggs. I'm out of everything. Open the refrigerator and, got some Gatorade in there. And it's funny because I remember this like it was just yesterday. So I decide that I'm going to go and Google diets. Up every diet in the world comes. Atkins is the first. Oh, you're fat, go on Atkins, right? Eat a stick of butter. Okay, at the time, everyone's saying, oh, don't do that. Fat makes you fat. So we're led to believe that. So what do? I go buy non-fat stuff. Tastes like shit. Okay, number 1. But if the internet and all these people are telling me, count calories, watch your carbohydrates, and you turn low-fat and non-fat around, it's nothing but carbohydrates. So they take the fat out, but they add more sugar. Didn't really make sense to me. So a friend of mine says, eat rice. Rice fills you up. Okay. What do? I go buy rice, right? And I go get some stir fry, get some chicken cut up because I was too lazy at the time to cut up my own chicken. So you get this little tiny box, a little pallet of chicken. It's already done for you. They charge you like $5-6 for it. And I got to throw it in a pan. So I don't have any more olive oil because I ate it previously with my egg sandwiches, but I had canola oil. All right, sounds good. Throw it in a pan. Just marinate this chicken in this oil. And rice, well, I love butter. So then I throw the butter on the rice because I want the rice to taste good. It was tragic. And I remember the first week I lost 3 pounds, basically, give or take an ounce or 2. And I'm thinking to myself, I ate so good. Yeah, I cheated a little bit, right? I had McDonald's 4 times this week, but I didn't have it 12 times this week. I should be losing more weight. So I personally have always been I was that kid that wanted to take things apart and try to put it back together. But there was always like one screw left over, but it still worked. But hey, there's one screw left over. I didn't exactly get everything put back together. So I decided that it was time for me to learn nutrition. And I dove into this. And as I dove into it, it's scary what you really realize about nutrition and the bullshit that they try to market and feed us. First of all, portion control is number 1 crisis in this country. It tasted good, go back and get seconds. Tasted so good, go get in thirds. And you eat yourself to death. And you gorge yourself. And I know that I personally did it. Peach cobblers and cakes and, you buy 2 Twinkies. You might as well buy 6 Twinkies because once you get to the 3rd one, you're still kind of hungry. But if you down that 5th one, it really tastes good. When our grandparents were children, our great-great-grandparents were children, they had brothers or sisters. They usually shared a plate. They usually shared a soda or a drink. Not little Billy got all his food and little Mary got all her food and little Billy can go get thirds and little Mary can go get fourths. And Billy can go get sixth if he's really, really hungry because it's cute just to see him happy and eating. Well, Billy turned into Johnny because Johnny got to go and get all the plates of food he wanted. And well, I lived a third of my life obese. So portion control to me was something that I still fight. I still look at 8 ounces of meat. To some people, to women, 8 ounces is a lot. To a lot of guys, that's a lot. To me, I'm like, man, where's the other 10 freaking ounces? Because I'm freaking hungry. So what I started to really realize was all these things are bullshit. And most of it is man-made. If we were caveman and cavewoman again, Blueberries were the size of, they were smaller than a pencil eraser. Now they're 3 times the size because they're genetically made to taste better. They're not bitter. Berries are bitter. You think they're sweet in the wild? They grow out of the ground. There's no nutrients in the ground back then if we were caveman, cavewoman. Carrots weren't orange. We made them orange. Humans, the man made the carrot orange. You pull a real carrot out of the ground, it's this nasty, dirty, brown-looking, rooted thing that they call a carrot. It's not pretty and orange and doesn't have this little nice taste. And carrots don't give you eyesight because I'm blind as a bat without contacts or glasses. And as a kid, I ate carrots all the time, but I still got fat because my carrots, well, they were dipped in ranch, let's be honest. So, fast forward to now. Through my journey, I started to learn that not only portion control was the issue, but what I was eating was the issue. Because non-fat and low-fat are nothing but sugar and carbs. So, you take myself, and I'll just run a certain number. When I made 400 pounds, people were telling me, you need to eat 1,200 calories a day. A 400-pound man on 1,200 calories, I could eat that in 2 meals. And I was starving. I was pissed off. I was angry. I didn't want to get up the next day because I knew I wasn't going to get any food. So somebody gave me a bright idea. Break it into 4 meals. Okay, so 4 goes into 12. We know how many times. So I'm going to get, 3 meals? I'm going to get, 4 meals and eat 300 calories at a time? It was such bullshit. So I finally decided that I was going to research everything that I was putting in my body. And then I decided that I was going to write it all down. So I have notebook after notebook of my journey. And I have notebooks today of my journey. One of the things that people think is my journey's done and I'm just helping people. No, my journey is every day. So what I talk, I walk. Okay, so that guy over there talks talk. I also walk the walk because I'm helping everybody because I was big and I know where it comes from. I don't just go online and go, oh, this diet looks good. Give me $2.99 a month and I will give you the same diet that I give 45 of my clients. It doesn't happen that way. Everyone's different. Some of us has food allergies. Some of us have gastrointestinal problems that we eat certain foods, we'll run into the bathroom. And I talk about this and I don't care if it's gross or not. People eat food, they get diarrhea right away. They have diarrhea because they've irritated something. And the medical profession and the government and pharmaceutical has made billions off of us because they say, oh, you have colitis. Oh, you have this. Not one of these pricks have said, you know what? What are you eating? Let's change your diet. Let's completely take you off carbs. Let's completely take you off this. Let's completely take you off that. And let's see if your stomach actually gets better. Now, one of the things that people don't realize is people all tell biggies, eat more vegetables, eat more vegetables. First of all, when you're 300 pounds, the amount of vegetables that you would have to eat for a sufficient amount of fiber is like 6 pounds. Now, some people will say, oh, that's not true. Okay, find me the proof, because I found the proof. There's so much research on actual fiber. First of all, vegetables are no longer a fibrous source, okay? They say eat veggies, eat veggies all you want because the calories don't count and there's no carbs and this and that. That's true, but you're eating shit. You're eating nothing. Go get a head of broccoli and stick it in a vase of water and watch what happens over time. It blooms. Broccoli is a flower. Believe it or not, broccoli is a flower. Take it, stick it in a vase. Tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm full of shit. It'll bloom like a flower. Broccoli, real broccoli, is the stringy stuff that looks like spinach. It's not this pretty head of broccoli. It's man-made. So for me, I substitute my fiber for psyllium powder, psyllium husk. Starts with a P. Don't even ask me how to spell it. I have to go downstairs and look. Psyllium is the closest thing that our bodies relate to fiber. And a biggie, an OB, is the most important thing in diet. Now, people are going to say, wait, protein's most important. To me, protein is the second most important thing. Fiber is the first important thing. We have destroyed our guts for so many years. And on top of destroying our guts for so many years, we've destroyed ourselves in our head mentally. Carbs is a drug. It is worse than Coke. It is worse than half the drugs out there. Because I'll tell you what, you find me any person that doesn't agree with me on this, I would love to talk to them. Because most people will tell me after cheat day, it's so hard to go back the next day. Because they're thinking, eat a box of cereal for 2 straight days on a cheat weekend if you have a cheat weekend. And tell me on Monday morning how good your brain says those eggs are going to be. You're going to want that cereal. So this is what I'm talking about as far as addiction is concerned. Why we quit is because we miss things. We miss bread. We miss this. And biggies can't just have one piece of bread. We can't just eat a piece of bread and be okay for the next week. We got to eat 2 pieces, 3 pieces, 4 pieces. We got to put our butter on it. Well, we might want to put it in the oven because that tastes good. We might want to sprinkle some garlic on there. Or we might just want to go buy it because it's a hell of a lot easier and we eat the whole loaf. We all have addictions, and food addiction is number one. A biggie's issue. Tell me the last time you saw a fat person on Coke. There's really not a lot of obese people that are Coke addicts. And I don't mean to say that in a derogatory manner. I'm using this as an example. Okay, so I hope I don't offend anybody, and if I do, fuck you, because in the end, this is a serious problem. And food addiction is actually serious to me because I have a lot of friends that are addicted, not to drugs, but to food, and it's killing them. So to me, food and drugs really are the same thing. We are led to believe that box meals are cheaper and healthier, and you can feed your kid this. I grew up on fish sticks when I was a kid. And we couldn't afford fish sticks, so my mom would say, well, you get to eat dough. So I got to learn how to take flour and water and mix it up, and that's what we ate some nights. We ate dough, just dough. And if we had enough money, or we had it in the cupboard, there'd be sugar. So if you take sugar after you make your dough, now the dough tastes sweet. So I know what it's like to be at the bottom in life as far as financially, and not have nutritional things. So for all of the single parents or the working parents, I sympathize with all of them because it's easier to buy the unhealthy stuff because it's cheaper. And the shitty part about this world is that they make things cheaper while you're making everybody else rich. And it pisses me off more than anything. And I hold this very close to my heart for this reason. But the bottom line is that there are healthier choices. And it's not fun every day to eat healthy. I get all that. But you cannot not eat healthy and not exercise. You can do one, exercise a lot, and you can kind of ease down on the nutrition. You don't have to go buy grass-fed beef. I'm sorry. I'm going to say it. Okay? The regular beef is infused with corn, but so is everything else in this world. Now I'll drop a little piece of knowledge to everybody. In the 80s, on Time magazine, they put these eggs and some bacon in a smiley face and said fat is bad. Well, this year, Time magazine has a slice of butter and says, well, maybe the scientists got it wrong. Fat actually is good for you. Really? You know why they're saying that? Because this whole country and this world is realizing how bad carbs really are. So in the 80s, they said don't eat fat. Eat carbs. Well, in 1992, here's your facts. In 1992, we decided that we were going to start something called high fructose corn syrup. In 2002, 10 years later, diabetes triple folded in this country. You figure it out. You guys can all think about what I just said. In 10 years after high fructose hit the markets, diabetes went through the roof. So people got sick, pharmaceuticals got rich, families watched people get things amputated and die. Not a very fair thing if you ask me. But hey, guess what? Food tasted good. We miss him, but boy, he was sure happy when he was eating this bullshit. This is what I'm talking about. So nutrition, through my journey, I did eat meat. I love meat. I love steak. I love chicken. Fish is good sometimes. People say, oh, farm fresh, don't eat that. Oh, you have to eat wild fish. Well, guess what? If you live somewhere nowhere near fresh, okay, there's no ocean close, and that person's not importing it in the next day, you're not eating fresh fish. Just all there is to it. So people say, can I take shrimp in the bag and throw it in there? It's better than shrimp in a bag, and they want to put butter on it. Okay, fine. But you can't throw rice with it. You can't have 4 cups of rice because it's just nothing but carbs. So what did Biggie eat? Biggie ate meat. Biggie ate some vegetables because I ran out of psyllium husk at certain times, and I didn't go buy it, but I had zucchini or I had broccoli or I had cauliflower and the thing. People say, oh, you have to eat just green vegetables. Just eat green vegetables. Well, you can eat whatever vegetable you want. It doesn't matter. It's a filler. People throw all this juice stuff, right? The juicers. And people lose 100, 200 pounds on juice. Give them real food and see what happens and watch what their weight does. Right back up. Because they lose all of their muscle. That's why people look so thin. They lose all of their muscle. And then the skin hangs. Because there's nothing in there. There's no... what's that word? I can't even think of it. Elasticity. There we go. It's wonderful. You're going to live on juice for the rest of your life. You're going to make the juice companies richer. You're going to go buy 20 pounds of vegetables a week and just juice. People say it saved my life and it cured cancer and this and that. If that did, I think it's a miracle and I think it's wonderful. Look at that person today. Were they 500 pounds and lost 300 pounds and now they have muscle or they have this or they have that? No. They're skinny. That's great because people want to be skinny, right? I don't. I didn't want that. I wanted to know what real food was. I wanted to know what real exercise was, and I wanted to preserve as much muscle and build even more muscle. That's me. That's just what I wanted. It's not the same for everybody. There are people that go on diets and they want to lose 10 pounds. That's what a diet is, a diet. This is a healthy lifestyle. This is a forever lifestyle. I will never be able to not exercise and eat what I want. It will never happen. The day I do that, the day I go back up in weight. Just all there is to it. So foods are simple. Proteins, keep them simple. Meats, okay? Veggies, if you want veggies. Carbs are not all that bad. Sweet potatoes, yams, great carb, okay? The purpose of a carbohydrate, what it does is it goes in your belly, right? It goes through your system and it raises your blood sugar, right? Glucose, okay? And people think, oh, I feel great and I feel energized. You know what happens when you usually eat? Go eat a bowl of pasta. I remember playing high school football. They'd say, eat a bowl of pasta the night before. Let me get this straight. When you think back, eat a bowl of pasta the night before. I slept like a baby. And because my blood sugar was already out of my system the next day, I felt great because my blood sugar wasn't through the frickin' roof. This is the simple formula to everything. Eat a bowl of pasta the night before your game. If it was healthy for you, why wouldn't I eat it before the actual game on the same day? Ask yourself that. Carbs are not bad. Okay, I'm going to say it. But carbs are not good because we cannot just eat a tiny bit, a small portion, and be okay with it. Because carbs are addictive. Just like drugs. You do too much of it, it's a bad thing. Plain and simple. Now, fats. I talk about fats. Fats are very, very simple. There's good and there's bad. Okay? Have you ever heard of a canola fruit growing out of the ground? So where's canola oil from? Man-made. Olive oil is good. Now, olive oil turns toxic at high heats. So cooking regular on your stove, it's fine. But actually, at a very high heat, olive oil turns toxic. So, what's the alternative for healthy fat? Coconut oil is a very good one. There's a lot of studies behind there. But with coconut oil, there's also 50% of coconut oil is good. The other 50% is not so good. And that's another topic, and I won't get into all that and kill you guys for 30 minutes of a video. And if you guys want a 30-minute video, tell me and I'll keep talking because if this is informative, this is what I plan on doing for everybody, is helping everybody. I use an MCT oil. Medium chain triglyceride. Everybody can use the Google to figure it out. That is where my energy comes from. My carbs are not my energy. Okay? My daily routine, I get up in the morning, I go do cardio on an empty stomach. Not everybody has to do this. It just happens to help me get going. Then I come home because then I want to eat a big breakfast. And I eat a huge breakfast. 6-8 eggs. I throw it in real butter. And I cook them up. And I eat them. With eggs or with butter, some salt, some pepper. I don't have carbs. I don't need carbs. I'm past the carbs. I save my carb day for my cheat day, where I eat everything in sight. Epic day. Love that day. So every day I eat eggs. Okay, I'll throw meat in sometimes, an omelet, bacon, hamburger meat, whatever. Next day or next meal, I will have some vegetables if they're there. Usually I won't. Usually I'll have a huge steak, 2 chicken breasts, something like that. And I'll drink some MCT oil. I'm getting fat and I'm getting protein. I'm getting healthy fat. And I'm losing weight, and I've lost this weight. Every month I've come down. First it's huge numbers, and then as you get closer to a goal, or your body starts to kind of level out where it says, okay, we're healthy here, we like this weight. You have to listen to your body. You don't lose 25 pounds. You lose 6, you lose 8, you lose 4. But every pound that you lose is success. Because what happens when you lose pounds? What I always say, inches. You get to the inches. You buy your pants in inches size. You don't buy your pants in pound size. Think about it. So inches is what we're after. So you have to learn to tailor your food to your lifestyle. If you're always on the go and you're always working, what's the easiest way? Okay, cut up chicken on a Sunday, on a Monday, whatever your day off is. Throw it in a bowl. Take the whole bowl with you to work and then dish out your portion from there. This can be done. It's easily done. I worked a 9-to-5 job when I was losing hundreds of pounds. This can be done if you want it to be done. Everybody says, well, what about a piece of bread or this or that? Go read ingredients and learn what these ingredients are. I'll teach you. I'll help you with these ingredients. You guys don't even have to do all the research. I'm more than happy to tell you because I know, because I breathe it, I live it, I eat it. So don't get regular peanut butter. Go look at how much hydrogenated oil is in peanut butter. I'm still nervous talking on this damn thing. I can't pronounce words, which is really funny. And I still got my trusty pen to mess with when I'm talking. But there's so much garbage that tastes so good. Chemicals make everything taste so good. Chemicals become our addiction. So I'm going to shut up right there. Meal plans, they're all kind of the same. They're all kind of basic. Protein, a little bit of carbs if people need them. Fat, healthy fat. If you guys want a meal plan, I do that. If you guys want to see a whole sample, I can post that. So put them in the comments. I keep pointing down like you guys can see my comments. Comments down there, okay? Put them in the comments. Email me, biggie@eataskinny.com. If I talk too much, I'm not really sorry, because I know a lot of people find a lot of this informative, and it's important that I get this out. I feel so passionate about helping people get this out, because when one person in a family changes, certain people in that family want to change too, and it leads down to your children. And I preach it every day. Don't ruin your kid's life. You want to ruin your life, that's fine. Don't ruin your kid's life. Comments, emails, whatever. If I pissed you off, I'm really, really not sorry, because this is the real world and this is the real side to obesity. And with everybody's help, I think we can make a little bit of change in leading as to what we're doing. And then we'll go out and kick society's ass. Let me know.